Welcome to the second part of CVC. Now we will see the organizational setup. The CVC is headed by the Central Vigilance Commissioner, who is assisted by two Vigilance Commissioners. The Central Vigilance Commission has its own secretariat, the Chief Technical Examiners Wing, and the Wing of Commissioners for Departmental Enquiries. As on 21st March 2012, CVC has a staff strength of 257 against section strength of 299, including the post of CVC and the two VCs. Limitation of CVC is only an advisory body. Central government departments are free to either accept or reject CVC's advice in corruption cases. CVC does not have adequate resources compared with the number of complaints that it receives. It is a very small setup with a sanctioned staff strength of 299, whereas it is supposed to check a corruption in more than 1,500 central government departments and ministries. CVC cannot direct CBI to initiate inquiries against any officer of the level of Joint Secretary or above on its own. Such a permission has to be obtained from the concerned department. CVC does not have power to register criminal cases. It deals only with vigilance or disciplinary cases. CVC has supervisory power over CBI. However, CVC does not have the power to call for any file from CBI or to direct CBI to investigate any case in particular manner. CBI is under the administrative control of Department of Personnel and Training, which means that the power to appoint, transfer, suspend CBI officers lie only with the Department of Personnel and Training. Appointments of CVC are indirectly under the control of the Government of India, though the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha is a member of the committee to select the CVC and VCs. Here, the committee considers candidates put up before it. These candidates are directed by the government. As a result, although CVC is relatively independent in its functioning, it has neither resources nor power to inquire, to take action or complaints of corruption that may act as an effective deterrence against corruption. When you see the case in center of PIL and another versus Union of India, Thomas was appointed as a Chief Vigilance Commissioner in September 2010 on the recommendation of the High Power Committee headed by the Prime Minister of India. The selection of the new CVC was marked by the controversies after Sushma Swaraj, who is no more, who was a part of the three-member selection committee, objected the choice of Thomas, citing the pending charge sheet against him. The public interest litigation was filed in the Supreme Court of India by the Centre for the Public Interest Litigation and India's Regeneration Initiative. On March 3, 2011, the Supreme Court quashed the appointment of Thomas as Chief Vigilance Commissioner, noting that the High Power Commission did not consider the relevant materials of the pending charge sheet. Subsequently, Mr. Thomas resigned. Whistleblower protection. A few years after the murder of IIT Kanpur alumni, the engineer Satyadai Dubey, the CVC launched an initiative to protect whistleblowers. However, this program has been criticized by the ex-Chief Justice of India, R.C. Lahoti, as being ineffective. He said that he had previous occasion through his NGO, where India Generating Initiative tried to draw attention of the high officials in the CVC to the unsatisfactory manner of its functioning, but with no results. Anti-corruption. The existing legal and institutional framework to check corruption and redress citizen grievances in India consists of the following: Indian Penal Code, Special Police Establishment 1941, Prevention of Corruption Act 1947, All India Services Contact Rules 1954, Railway Service Contact Rules 1956, Central Bureau of Investigation 1963, Central Vigilance Commission 1964, Lok Ayukta Ombudsman in States, Parliament and its committees. Central Bureau of Investigation was set up in 1963 for the resolution of Ministry of Home Affairs. CBI is headed by Director. It has no number of joint directors and deputy inspector generals, superintendent of police and all other usual rank of police personnel. CBI is the main agency for central government. Functions of CBI: investigating cases of corruption and bribery, investigating cases relating to infringement of fiscal and economic law, investigating serious crimes committed by organized gangs of professional criminals, coordinating the activities of anti-corruption agencies, maintaining crime statistics and disseminating criminal information. Next we will see Santanam Committee's report. The Committee on the Prevention of Corruption, consisting of the parliamentarian K. Santanam as a chairman and 4 other MPs and 2 senior officials, was appointed by the Government of India in 1962. The Santanam Committee submitted its report in 1964. The government accepted 106 out of 137 recommendations made by the committee. The major recommendations are as follows. Amendment of the Defence of Indian Bill 1962. Independent Vigilance Commission should be set up, which was established in 1964. Establishment of vigilance machinery in PSU, that is person under investigation. The political party should maintain and publish the accounts of funds and donations collected by the private sectors. The vigilance organization in the ministry and department should be strengthened. Thank you.